In episode 1 of this new series, I reviewed 10 plus beautiful and creative website designs
for your inspiration.
Number 10. So Fahe is a bold and minimalist website. I think it's very clean, very beautiful. The navigation on desktop is a standard navigation, and the fonts are Montserrat and WorkSense. I think this is really clean and beautiful asymmetrical design, even though usually I'm not a fan of asymmetrical design, but I think more and more I see those kind of examples, and I kind of really like it. So here's some more, like I said, really clean. Now the mobile version working fine. It's almost a full screen navigation and quite handy even if you have big fingers. So very beautiful on the mobile, apart from maybe a little quirk here, like a word is cut, but nothing too important. I mean, you can fix that quite easily. Now, this type of website is well suited for architects, painters, photographers, and a lot of different industry, but at least you get an idea. Its strengths are lots of white space, very clean, easy to find the information, very appeasing website, appeasing design. Now, hold on a second. Let's quickly lay out the context. So first of all, these are my own subjective views, so of course you are entitled to your own opinions. Now, my opinion is based on my personal preference, but most of all on the experience that I've had the chance to build throughout the years through many, many commercial gigs. And 2, the grades I give are relative and not absolute. So what that means is that if I give an 8 out of 10, it's in comparison to the other websites reviewed today and not to the whole of the websites in the whole wide world. So with that out of the way, back to you. So I gave it a score of 8 out of 10. Number 9. So this website actually comes from a WordPress theme with several variations. So this is the asymmetrical variation. So it's broken layout, very bold and colorful, and I think it looks really nice. So the navigation is a minimal navigation that turns into a full screen nav in the desktop. The fonts are Montserrat and Allegria, and as you can see, it's a very bold design. So not everybody will like that, but I kind of like it, and I love this the color scheme. So one more page here. Like I said, very bold. Now the mobile version is just plain beautiful. It works beautifully. You can see it was built for the mobile, and the navigation is full screen, so very well done and very handy. So this type of website is well suited for architecture, real estate, but also for corporate website that want to have a modern look. So I'll give it a score of 8.4 out of 10. 8. So this website is also from a WordPress theme, so that's one of the variations. And this one is the asymmetrical masonry variation. As you can see, we have the vertical navigation on desktop on the left-hand side. And when it comes to the fonts, it's Roboto and Playfair display. So I think it's a really beautiful website, and it works well, of course, with nice images. Now you can see some more pages, contact form, pricing tables. And when it comes to mobile, it's even more gorgeous in my opinion. Really well suited for the mobile. Now the navigation is on the left hand side. That happens a lot. I would prefer a full screen navigation, but that's just a personal taste. I think it's easier when you have bigger fingers. So this website is suited for artists, painters, photographers, but it could also suit a food brand. So sky is the limit really. So his strengths are that it's very minimal, very clean. So I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. 7. So this website is an e-commerce fashion website, and as you will see, it's asymmetrical, minimal, and it screams luxury. Just look at that. Now, when it comes to the navigation, it's a disruptive navigation here on the left-hand side. I would even say disturbing navigation because you really have to turn your head to see it. So I don't think it's that optimal. Now, when it comes to the fonts, it's using plain and a font called Fried Big Pro Book. And for the rest, like I said, it just screams luxury. Look at that. Here's some more. Here's the contacts. And when it comes to the mobile, it works really well. As you can see, parallax works good. and the navigation is on the left hand side, so you have the card on the right hand side, and it's full screen and works well. Now, of course, this type of website is suited for fashion, retail, but you could sell watches on this. It's just that it screams quality, so that's one of its strengths. So I would give it a score of 8.5 out of 10. So the next website is a creative and clean website made by a multi-award winning CGI production studio, hence the video and the animation. As you can see, it's very clean and really beautiful. Now, the navigation on desktop is a hybrid because we have one part here on top and we have the minimal navigation that goes full screen. Now, when it comes to the fonts, it's using IBM Plex Sans. And as you can see, it's really bold, really big, and really well laid out. Now, when it comes to the mobile, the video works really well, and the experience is really good on the mobile too. Now, when it comes to the navigation on mobile, it's full screen and it's very well executed. Maybe a little quirk here at the bottom, but for the rest, it's big, it's bold and easy, even if you have big fingers. Now, this type of website is suited for creative agencies, design agencies, engineering, but also for big companies that want to have a really modern and interactive image. Its strengths are the fact that it's really clean, really beautiful, really engaging. So I'll give it an 8.6 out of 10. 5. So the next website is a dark and minimalist website, Apple-ish, I could say, because it really reminds of Apple products on their websites. So the typography is beautiful and it's actually using a system UI strategy. So basically it's looking for fonts on your system, and here it will start with Roboto, then it will look for Oxygen, then Ubuntu. I'll show you the list in a moment. Now, it doesn't have any navigation because it's a one page, but as you can see, it's just beautiful. Now, on the mobile, you can see it was built with a mobile first approach, and you can see that they know what they're doing, but that's their business. So at the end of the day, that's what you would expect from them. Now, this type of website is suited for high quality products, but also for artistic websites, just like movie trailers, for example. So it's very well done. It's minimalist. Typography is beautiful. So I will give it an 8.6 out of 10. 4. Now the next website is the minimalist and typographic website. And if you know anything about me, you know that I love minimalism. So I love this one. Now the fonts are bold and gigantic, and we've seen before that this is a trend for this year and for the previous year. The fonts are Helvetica New Display and Adobe Garamond Pro. Now, when it comes to the navigation, to say the least, is disruptive because initially I didn't know where the navigation was. So it means that it's making me think, where is the navigation? And I have kind of mixed feelings with that. I don't like when you make me think when I'm on a website, like many people do or actually don't. So if you click on an element, you see that the logo moved here, and that's a clue because when you hover over it, you see it says menu, and when you click on it, then you can move to a different page. So once you know where the navigation is, it's really fun and it loads really quickly, but you're still making me think. Now, when it comes to the mobile version, it's mobile first, of course. Minimalism works well and it's tailored for mobile, so it's just beautiful. And initially, this is where I had a clue where the navigation was, because if you click, for example, on this item, you see here on the right-hand side, it says menu. And when you click on it, you see how it moves. So I think it was just out of luck that I just clicked on the logo here and noticed where the navigation was. So once again, I have mixed feelings with that. Now, this kind of website is well suited for design agencies, for interior designers, for artists, even photographers. But mainly, I think it's well suited for disruptive brand. Maybe that's why they use that type of navigation, but it's really minimal and it really conveys quality and luxury. So because it's minimal, it's typographic, it's really beautiful, it's got lots of white space, I give it an 8.7 out of 10. 3. So the next website is a colorful and engaging website. It's a one page, so it doesn't have any navigation. And the font use is Poppins. And usually Poppins, everybody uses Poppins, but this time it's very well used. Now this website is purely gorgeous. I mean, this page is really gorgeous. It's got some animation, but smart animation, because they're actually demonstrating a product and they're using storytelling with the animation, so it works really well. I really think it's beautiful. It's one of my favorite ones today. Now, when it comes to the mobile, you can see it works just as well. You can see it was built with a mobile first approach. And once again, the animation is smartly executed. Now, this type of website is suited for websites that want to look really young, energetic. You could use it for products, for services. Basically, if you just want to convey that feeling of energy. So because it's beautiful, clean, and uses animation the smart way, I'm going to give it a 8.7 out of 10. 2. Now the next website is an e-commerce website. It's aesthetic, minimalist, and typographic. Now the navigation is hybrid because you get items here on the right hand side and you get a minimalist and full screen navigation here on the left hand side. Now if you look at this website, it's just plain beautiful. Here it's using video. The pictures are just great. You got micro interaction. Typography is beautiful, and it's using the New Rail alphabet font. Let's take a look at some inner pages. Here is a product page, and the photography is also beautiful, and you know that's total part of a beautiful design. Now this is the search page, and when it comes to the mobile version, here we have the main navigation, and it's big enough, so it's great. Now, just as a side note, this is the Russian version, and I used Google Translate. Now, you can see here there's an English version, but actually it's still the old version of the website. So if you take a look at this website, just look at the Russian version, depending on when you watch this video. Now, this type of website is well suited for, of course, e-commerce websites, but it could also be catalog websites, fashion, pretty much anything where you have beautiful images. I mean, this is just plain gorgeous. So because it's nice, clean, minimalist, aesthetic, typographic, and it just makes you want to click everywhere, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Number 1. So this is an ABC website. It's aesthetic, bold, and creative. Now the navigation is a bit unconventional. So as you can see when I click on it, really bold, really beautiful. Now, when it comes to the font use, it's called Mallory, and for the layout, it's just gorgeous. Uses a lot of screen real estate. Very beautiful, and I like the way they laid out. Simply, but very clean, very engaging. Now, when it comes to the mobile version, they have a full screen navigation that works really well. Maybe it could be a little bit bigger, but it's very beautiful, and I love the color palette. Now you can see it was also built with mobile first in mind because it works really well on a small screen. Now, this type of website is well suited for startups, but also any type of modern service-based companies, product-based companies, and also for disruptive brands. So because it's beautiful, what did I say? It's aesthetic, bold, creative, beautiful. It's minimal. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 also. So it's a tie with the previous one, but both are really beautiful, maybe in different categories. You can see that this one was also honored by the award website. And this is our bonus website. Now, if you recall, this one was number 3. And if you go to the very bottom of the page, you see a little icon here. And when you click, this is where you land. So this is Doc Studio. This is the studio that created this website here. That was number 3 and that I really like. And it's quite normal when you look at what they do on Doc Studio. Now, I've already talked about Doc Studio in a previous video in my Web Design Trends 2019. I mean, I really like the work they're doing here. Now, when you move the mouse, you can see some 3D here. Now, granted, this is more like eye candy, and you're not going to use that every day. Now, when it comes to the mobile version, they degrade it gracefully because here they're not using the 3D, but it still look clean and very nice. So this type of website is well suited for creative website, 3D artists, web design studios, animation studios, you name it. So I'm not going to give it a score because this is the bonus website, but I just wanted to give them credit for what they've done. So you'll find all the links to these websites in the companion blog post, and the direct link is in the description below. So I hope that this type of videos will inspire you to create beautiful and effective websites. Now, I may use today's video to show you how to go from inspiration to mood board to prototype and finally to design. So make sure you subscribe and activate the notification bell so that you don't miss anything. Question of the day. What is your favorite website out of those reviewed today and why? Please let me know in the comments. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please like it as it really helps growing this channel. And if you know someone that could benefit from it, please share it now. It really helps growing this channel. I can't stress that enough. Now, if you want to brand, market, and grow your business in the digital age, make sure you subscribe to my email newsletter so that you never miss a share of digital alchemy, as well as tips, tools, services, and case studies that can help you grow your business online. So that's it for this episode. I hope to see you in the next video. And in the meantime, don't forget to invest
In your success.